And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
Eric, you're muted. You're muted.
Of course I am. Of course I am. I do that every damn time. Welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live here, guys, on a Wednesday afternoon. I should say evening. What's going on is me and Lou are here. Unfortunately, Glenn will not be able to join us tonight. He's taking care of his radio stuff. Got to pay the bills, man. Got to pay the bills. So we're
Eric,
here to
I
talk
love the
some
new
Giants
music.
football.
I feel like I'm going to a gunfight. Like an old Clint Eastwood film. Very nice.
Hey, I like playing a little bit different music when we got it.
Yeah,
you know,
that was awesome.
When Glenn's not here, I'll play a little bit of different music, just so you know, because with the intro, it has me, it's Lou. We got to get, matter of fact, we got to get you in there, Lou, on that.
It's spring training. I'll be happy when I'm on there when the season starts.
yeah, it's afternoon summer, right, Dallas? Exactly. Hey, what's up? What's up, dude? Evening, fellas. Did you watch the video from Justice today? Arias hit 2 big hits today. How about that? I did not see that, but I did see the video, and we'll play it here a little bit later, of one Rafael Devers. Holy moly. Granted, it's spring training, right? But my God, did you hear that? I mean, the sound that came off of the bat was just insane. Insane. What is up? Ibrahim, what's up, dude? Ibrahim's out there. Again, he saw your tag. Not so salty. Not so salty, Lou. So there you go. Hey, it's spring training, right? You know the title, Hope Springs Eternal. So hey, there you go, man. We're gonna get ready to. Matter of fact, hey, the first game is about to go down this Saturday, Lou.
Yeah, Friday it starts officially, but the Giants' first game is Saturday. But at 12 noon our time, at least in the Cactus League, San Diego and Seattle plays. So baseball in less than 48 hours. Nothing like, and spring training's still fun just to poke, see how it is. You got to watch it early because usually it's by the 4th or 5th inning, it's number 98, number 68, number 72. It's pretty fun.
Guys with no names on their back. Yeah.
Yep. It's what it's all about.
But hey, it's the sounds, the sights. I mean, come on.
And I don't know if you notice, we are not in 4th place.
No.
That's what I'm getting concerned about. The season hasn't started yet, so we're still in it. There's no magic number.
Exactly.
So that's
there is no number. And even that, it's that way throughout the entire spring training, right? So, what's up? Rob Poole, what is up? I haven't seen you here. He goes, is there any way to watch Saturday game on TV? No, there is not. It's going to only be on KMBR, if I'm not mistaken. I think Shayna Rubin, the San Francisco Chronicle beat writer for the Giants, she tweeted out the entire schedule, again, the broadcast schedule. So, no, I believe it's only going to be on KMBR on Saturday, and that is it. So, but hey, it's good still.
And if we hear anything different on Friday, we'll let you know.
Exactly. Yeah. If there's any change, of course, if we hear about it, I'm sure you'll hear about it as well. But man, dude, I tell you, there's times where I like just to catch the game on the radio. There is something about it. it just you have it in your mind because if you've been to the park, you'll understand. Even if you're not been at a park, you still get it. You know, first base, third base, the outfield, the pitcher's mound, the catchers, you know, the dugouts, whatever. You could picture it in your mind on how that's going down. And when you have guys like John Miller and Dave Fleming on the call, hey, come on, man.
And Eric, one of our buddies, Marty Lurie, who always does the pregame, usually on Saturday and Sundays, it gets you going for the season.
It does. And his first show will be Sunday morning. So there you go. It begins this weekend, guys. As Marty likes to say, right? The mosaic, the pieces right now are a little bit scattered. They're not being put in place, but starting Saturday, you know, maybe we'll start seeing some. And they already announced Hayden Birdsong is going to get the start. Granted, spring training, it's not a big deal, but hey, I found that interesting that they're having Hayden go out there and get the first start, probably a pitch an inning or two. That's what I'm guessing. And then you'll get the carousel of pitchers.
Yeah, probably 30 pitch limit just to get stretched out and everything.
That's about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And hey, maybe he'll make a run for the money for that fifth and final spot in the rotation. Maybe it won't be Roop. It is on TV? Are you sure? Hold on, let me check.
The MLB Network. What I was going to check.
Let me check. I thought it was only going to be on KMBR. Nope. No, sir. Only on KMBR. Here we go. I'll show you. Again, this is from Shayna Rubin. You see that? Oh man, that's not doing. Looks better that way. There we go. Saturday, February 21st, KMBR. Sunday, Chicago is going to be on KMBR and the live stream. The very first game is not. The second game is. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Hey, he's in spring training like all of us. Sometimes we make mistakes.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just messing. I got to get back to where I was because another subject we need to talk about, guys. The MLB Players Union, they elected their new president, if that's what you want to call him, of the Players Association, and he had something interesting to say. Man, I tell you, I'm gonna tell you right now, guys, enjoy the season of 2026 because it is going to get a little weird starting next year. It sucks for baseball fans, guys. It's going to be rough. I just want to prepare, and this is something we'll probably talk throughout the season because it's going to be out there. Lou, this is going to. I mean, we saw it happen with the CBA the last time. You know, they had the lockout and they had the late spring training start, and they were able to get the season off. You know, I think they still got 162 in, right? I think they had there was a way. I think they got the 162 in. But I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think they went 150, not 162. But also, I sort of hated it when we had COVID. You know, that was probably the most recent. Yeah. It was horrible. You know,
that was another one. That
61 games or 60 games.
Yeah, 60 games.
Dodgers won, but it was brutal. You know, and the thing about being a sports fan is growing up, we all know how the calendar works. Okay. Mm-hmm. You know, it was today I was listening. To me, the best part of the whole sports calendar is you have opening day, you have the Masters Golf Championship, and you have the Final Four all together. Mm. If you love sports, there's nothing better. You know, so you're sort of trained. You know, during the summer, you know, after all that, you have NBA playoffs. But NBA right now is sort of dying, and this is a great opportunity for baseball to get back going, especially after a great playoff and World Series last year. You know, it's going to be tough, but, you know, that's really our summer because you got to remember baseball has its own thing. Not that hockey doesn't, but I'm just saying more in America. Baseball has it until about August. And then once September, college football and NFL, they take over. But baseball's, you know, we're all trained. It's one of those things where, you know, that's why, you know, more people think everyone talks about, and I know how big Super Bowl Sunday is, but everybody usually takes the day off after opening day or opening day. More people skip work, because it's part of a tradition. From you being 5 years old, I mean, I went to opening day at the Stick from probably age 6 to like 18 every year, and my mom would write a note, my son's not feeling good, but then, we'd get screwed up because somehow we'd be in the paper, or something saying the Martians at opening day. How can you get away with that? But that's something about baseball. When it starts. I mean, it's funny right now, it's February 18th, but you could ask people, hey, do you know when the Giants open up? When opening day? Everyone knows. It's that Wednesday against the Yankees. Nobody doesn't think,
March 25th,
it's Friday or it's April. They all know. And that's what makes baseball unique.
It is. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's America's pastime. Guys, a little bit later on, too, we're going to have a little discussion with our good friend Lou here. And we're going to talk about how his family got involved with the Giants back in New York, and then the migration over here to the West Coast in San Francisco. So that should be fun. I don't know if a lot of you guys know the story of Lou's family, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll get into that a little bit later tonight. But hey, again, spring training is upon us as far as games are going to transpire here, and I'm ready, man. I'm ready to see what these guys are going to be able to do. It's we've gone over and over and over about the club, where we think that they're going to be good, where they may not be so good. But let's see how it all plays out, right? And you just never know, especially in spring training. I mean, my God, there's already injuries. You saw Pablo Lopez from the Minnesota Twins. The guy I wanted to trade for blew out his elbow. He is out for the entire damn season, man. Sorry. See ya. And that sucks, man.
Right away. Yeah. It's amazing. Spring training, a lot of injuries happen. That's why a lot of guys that are unsigned, they're just waiting. There might have been a pitcher that's just sitting, waiting. Now, boom. And Minnesota is already trying, getting cheap, giving people away almost. Now you lose someone like him, really big bummer. And the one thing, too, about spring training is people forget last year, the Giants, they got a little pin saying Cactus League champions because we had the best record. I know it meant nothing.
Yeah.
We're coming out of the season, people were talking. And to tell you the truth, I'd rather the Giants have a great spring training this year because of all the new people and the new manager in line. Last year, I know they had the best, but didn't mean anything. But there's a lot of pressure,
right?
Right now, you got a new manager, sort of, speaking his game. You got new coaches, some big pickups. Luis Arias, who I really, am very excited about because we actually have a professional hitter. Eric, we both have talked about Devers, who I've never heard of a superstar being so underwhelmed coming into a year. It's sort of amazing. Can Adames bounce back after last year? To tell you the truth, I know he was the Willie Mack Award, but I was sort of disappointed in him because the year before he was so good. Can he, his second year, bounce back and be what the Giants paid for?
Exactly.
Now we have a second baseman. Can Devers, a whole year in San Francisco, understand the Giants' tradition, all that? Can he bounce back? And then can Webb, who's not going to be with us the whole entire spring training, have a real successful WBC and start off the year on fire? And again, last but not least, Ray. Ray doesn't have a contract for next year. What are they going to do about Ray? Is that going to affect him thing? So, I know we've talked about the schedule a lot, but I think the spring training with all our moving parts is pretty important for the Giants. I just want them to move forward, have a couple games over 500, and knock on wood, no injuries.
Good. That's a fact, right? You got to go in there, get your work done, get ready for the season, and don't get hurt. All right, let's take a look at a couple of clips from Alex Pavlovich on his Twitter. Here's Luis Arias. Hey, let's take a look at what he did today. Look at that at second base. Goes out there, gets the ball, throws the first. There you go. Hey, all right. There's your second baseman. Let's take a look at that again. Whoop. Fields it. Nice little hop. There we go. How do you guys like that? How do you like your new second baseman out there, Luis Arias, huh? You guys want to look at it again? Let's take a look. There's Luis Arias over here, second base.
Yeah, not the batter.
Not the batter. Nope. Going out there.
That might have been Chung-Hoo Lee, the way he
might have been. Nice. Hold on. It's hard to tell. No, Grant McCray.
Okay. McKay. See, and the one thing too is it's sort of funny when we picked him up, everyone talked about his defense. But it's amazing when you're in an organization for 2 weeks. I think, Eric, you were the first to bring it up. Hey, give him a chance with our coach, Mr. Washington, who's proven to help infielders, and then judge him. You give him 2 months under someone that is great at what he does. If he has problems in, April, May, and June, okay, then we have a problem. But right now he doesn't have a problem. So we got to think of the positive. Too much times, we're always so negative, but this guy is a professional hitter. I mean, he's probably the best hitter we've had probably in the last 10 years consistently. If you remember, he was injured twice. He's probably going to be batting 280, 290, and we're not going to be able to say next year, oh my God, look at our lineup. The best hitter is 232. We're not. That's going to be behind us.
That'll be behind us. And hey, Devers is quoted as saying he likes what the Giants have done with the lineup. He's excited about Luis Arias. So it's going to be a fun infield to watch. I tell you what, I think it was Marty Lurie talking about how they're all hanging out, after they went out and did their thing, they were walking out to the right field and they were all just chucking it up, having a good time. Chapman, Adames, Arias, and Devers, man. I tell you, it's going to be fun watching those guys and see what they can do. All right, here's Bo Davidson. Marty was talking about him yesterday. Matter of fact, we played a little clip about Bo Davidson. It's a guy we're going to see out there in the outfield.
Double
as
jump
Marty,
up from
as
Double-A.
Marty. Yeah, well, he's going to start off probably in Double-A, which is fine, but they're going to get a good look at him. Again, you're going to see a lot of them when the WBC, because the entire outfield is going to be gone. Bader with Team Israel, Jung-Hoo Lee, Team Korea, and then, of course, Elliot Ramos is going to be playing for Team Puerto Rico. So you're going to see a lot of Bo Davidson out there. So let's take a look and see what he did, again, from Alex Pavich's Twitter. Here we go. Listen. That looked like a nice little liner, right?
Yeah,
that seemed like a nice little liner. Yeah, it's not so bad. Boop. He talked about it. Marty asked him, "Is he a power hitter?" He's like, "No, he just wants to be a hitter," and he feels pretty confident in his skills. I like it. Going the other way, hey, there's nothing wrong with that, man. I'm all good with if you want to start going the other way. Nice. That's what it looks like. That's at least what it looks. That's the approach.
Yeah.
All right, here we go, guys. This one. This is the one I've been waiting for. The guy who's going to be in the lineup with the big bat, Rafi Devers, guys. Take a listen to this one.
Oh God, where'd that land?
My God. I think Justice has another one.
And
listen to everyone. Listen to the gasps. Listen to the gasps.
I know, Eric.
Listen.
Was it true that it was off web? I saw
that. I'm not sure.
2 people in the chat said that. Okay.
That I'm not sure. I don't know if it was off.
And
web.
that place is empty. It's just players and coaches, and that's the thing you're getting.
Exactly. And then Harrison Bader. He had a little moment here. Again, he's going to be our center fielder, guys. Boom!
Just sounds different, huh?
Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. He's got a little skull in his back pocket. Or Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Crunch. I love hearing that, man. I tell you, I can't wait. I can't wait until the season begins, man. Yeah, it's Justice has that other one here. Let's go take a look at what Justice had a little bit of a different angle. He had it from the third base side. Oh man.
Was this Devers or
of Devers? Yeah, here, let's get to it. What the heck is it? Come on, where is he? Oh, what the heck? Hold on 1 second. I got to find. Oh, man. Where the hell is it? 1 second. Just give me a moment. But yeah, I mean, this is what it's about, man. This is what it's about. We want freaking some damn baseball. Please. We waited long enough, right? Let me scroll down. Where the heck did I know I got them in here. You know what? Hold on. Let me do this. Gosh, I thought I had him I thought I had him. Let me see if I can find him in here. Hold on. How does he go? How does he do it? Hold on one second. Let me go get my phone. I'll be right back. Give me a minute. I'll be right back.
No problem. All right. While we're waiting for Eric, in case you didn't hear, you arrived late. Glenn is not feeling well. He's got a problem. He's just being overworked. So I don't think he slept well, but his neck isn't doing good. So he's taking the night off because we need him. It's spring training. So what the hell? Hey, most importantly, too, in the chat, I hope everyone's okay with this crazy storm. I don't know if you're down south where I know it's pouring rain. I'm in San Francisco where it poured last night. I mean, it woke me up at midnight.
There we go.
But hopefully everybody's be safe out there on the roads.
Yeah, be safe. I'm telling you, man, especially over here. I mean, the rain was incredible.
It's not sprinkling. It's coming down.
Incredible. It was pouring, guys. Absolutely pouring. All right, here we go. This is from SF Giants Gigantes. So let's take a listen. Whew. Oh. Wow. Golly, dude. Come on, man. Come on.
No brainer.
Look at that. Look at the crowd. As soon as they hear it, people are looking down and everything, blah, blah, blah.
Where did it land? That's what they're saying. Where did it land? My God.
Probably in Mesa somewhere. I don't know. I mean, that was just nuts. Look, now watch the crowd in the back, right? They're just, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's head go up. That's incredible, man. That is absolutely incredible. Just crushing it. I'm just ready for the season, man. Let's start it now, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's go.
His swing is sort of like Panda, but he's in better shape and it's deadlier when he hits.
Yeah, right. Right? You know what? Let me see if they got any more on the Gigantes. I'm going to go to their actual thing here. Ooh, there we go. What do we got? That's the Devers one. Let me see if they have any other ones. Oh, new patches. You see they got the new sponsor on their sleeve.
Sort of a strange company.
Air Wallets. What the hell is Air Wallets? What is it?
Well, originally, I believe, if I remember right, they're from overseas, but they just built a corporate office in San Francisco.
What is it? Who are they? What is?
Let me take a look while we're looking at it. I will look it up.
All right, cool. But I tell you what, guys, this is what gets you. This is what gets you ready for the season when you start seeing this stuff. My gosh, man! And again, that's why I talked about Rafi Devers on Friday. He's going to be a special guy for the San Francisco Giants, man, and I'm looking forward to that. And here's another thing too. He doesn't get caught up in a drama. I think if I'm not mistaken, one of the executives for Boston, I can't remember who it was, had a little bit of weird things to say about Rafi Devers, right? He says he's a good guy, but he was getting after him about, pick up a glove, so to speak. But I'll tell you what, they asked Rafi Devers about the comment on what he had to say. And he's like, hey, that's the past. I don't care. I'm here now and I'm happy. So that's all that matters, man. I love it. Let's go, man. Come on. It's about here and now. What's the point of going back and talking about Boston when he's not playing for Boston anymore? That ship has sailed. If he wants to write a book about it, there you go. Oh, here you go. Let me see. The San Francisco Giants are tapping Airwalks to bridge the gap between their local roots and international reach, financial infrastructure, corporate cards, expense management, and payment process. So they're a financial type of guy, huh?
Yeah, it sounds like it. But they did.
Founding.
I know they're from down under.
Yeah, I see that. Founded in Australia, 2015.
But they just doubled their plans and opened a corporate in the Bay Area.
Hey, are they tenants of Mission Rock?
You know, that's I don't know where they're located. That's actually a pretty good question, Mission Rock.
maybe they got some free rent out of this one. Right?
Yeah, it could be.
I wouldn't be surprised. Hey, nothing wrong with that. All right, nothing wrong with that.
Or maybe would you have
dang.
bought the current theater?
Oh gosh.
Who knows?
Curran. Oh my gosh.
Hey, just don't go crazy with the patches because at the new ballpark they always seem to have somebody and then they go under. Yeah.
Yeah, there's Patton. And they get movie passes. Yeah. What can you do? What are you going to do? Ibrahim says the Dodgers use Klarna as a sponsor. Buy now and pay later.
Good one.
Nicely played. Nicely
Very
played.
Nice.
But hey, guys, it's getting ready to start here. Games are going to get ready to start being played. We're going to start seeing games every day almost, right? Well, at least in down in Arizona, there's going to be games damn near every single day. Of course,
Eric,
it's not
when we
going
do
to
our
be
show
aired.
Friday night, there will already be 5 games in spring training.
That's
we might
crazy.
be talking about some new homer, somebody, oh my God, know. So no, this is it. Once you come back on the air Friday, it's spring training starting.
Fun, it's going to be right. It's going to be the night before, and then it's just. And what are the storylines going to be? Right? Is there going to be anything intriguing? Hopefully, it's all good storyline. I don't want no crazy storylines. Enough of the crazy storylines. Let's have some good baseball storylines to have to talk about. Right? Fuji, what's up, buddy? He donates $2. Devers has to do media appearances at the Curran. You know what? Hey, you know what? Do you want to see a feel good? Hey, as long as we're talking about Devers right now, again, I saw this earlier. This is actually pretty damn cool. Check this out.
Hi. How you doing? Good? Yeah, good. Let me see what they
Can you tell me what your sign says?
How you doing? Yeah? You from here?
Yeah.
No, where you from?
Boston.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to
What's your name?
Alexa.
Nice to meet you, Alyssa.
Nice to meet
1, 2, 3. Awesome. Gracias.
Oh, thank you, Alyssa.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much.
No way.
Come true. Thank you.
That is so damn cool. All right, come on,
Eric.
And
you know what
what?
that tells me, Eric? Once you're a fan, you're always a fan. She's from
And that's it.
Boston. She's a young lady that knew him from the. She probably, again, she looked pretty young, but that was probably her favorite player for the Red Sox, even though he got traded. Class act. Whoever bought the girl on probably knew he was from Boston. That's what baseball is all about. And, in my seats, I love it when I have kids because the joy, that girl's now going to remember everything about the whole summer. And
100%.
By the way, she's no longer a Red Sox fan. She's now a Giants fan.
Perfectly said. That seed was just planted. That moment is a moment that she will never forget the rest of her life. And you know what? This could create a lineage of San Francisco Giants fans because when she grows up, if she has a family, she's going to always remember this, right? Rafi Devers of the San Francisco Giants took time out of his day to go out there and sign a baseball and have a little conversation with me. That is a fan for life. And okay, even if it's not a Giants fan, it's a baseball fan for life. But more than likely, it's probably going to be a Giants fan. I mean, that is just absolutely wonderful. That's what you want to see. And that's it means a lot to these kids, right? You know, when a baseball player of the magnitude of Devers is again taking the time out of his day, it's just awesome. It's awesome,
Eric,
man.
And it doesn't matter if you're a young girl, a young boy, or an adult like us. I went to a game where a buddy of mine who works on this show got to see his Giants idol hit a homer, and then he got a ball. And he has to remind us all the time.
That was awesome. I mean, look.
He has to remind us all the time. And a grown adult.
A grown man is going to remember that because he was there. He called the shot, and then he got a ball afterwards. Because and then remember, all those guys turned around, were pointing at Glenn saying he called it. Dude, it was freaking awesome. It was awesome.
That's why, even though he still is a fan because he'll go to 20 games, but he always said, Lou, that was my favorite part of the year last year. I was in your 100%. Seats. I got to see my guy. I made a call, and I got a ball. And, that photo, if you notice him in that photo, he's like an 8-year-old boy. And that's what's very unique about baseball.
100%. Where the hell is it? There it is right there. Look at that.
Look at him.
Dude, I'm telling you. Yeah, he loves it, man.
Yep.
That was so freaking awesome. So freaking awesome. Ah! That's what I love about this game. Look, we're watching a kid's game. We're watching these grown-ups right out there playing a kid's game, and we get the benefit of all that. And it's just, it's a beauty. It's a beauty, man. And I can't wait to go watch some more games, man. It's take full advantage of it because, again, when it's gone, even when it's just in an off season, it's just,
Yeah, and Eric, I think of Kevin Costner in all these movies, but really growing up, to me, Bad News Bears was a classic growing up. I saw it when I was young. I knew exactly how it was. Kevin Costner, Bull Durham, none of us were good enough to reach that, but you could understand how it was, For the Love of the Game, which is very underrated. I really enjoy him in that. But baseball movies, the Black Sox, and of course, probably a movie
that was a good one.
The Rookie was great, but The Sandlot, we all experienced in different versions growing up. The Sandlot, one of the greatest kid movies of all time with baseball.
And let's not forget the late, great Robert Duvall in The Natural. Remember, he was in The Natural. Man, that was another great one. The music, come on, the music, the music was awesome. Fuji donates another $2. Says, are the City Connects going to change? No, they're going to probably stick around for a while. They're probably going to stick around for a while, but whatever. It is what it is. I'm not going to keep going on and now, but whatever. It is what it is. Go and win games. That's all I care about. That's all I care. But here, let's get into this a little bit. And then, we're going to be all over the place a little bit. And then we'll get into your story, Lou, because it's awesome.
Sure.
Where the heck did I do? I have it. Hold on. I got to go find it. I lost it looking at this, at the Giant stuff. Gosh dang, man. It's going to be so much fun watching this. I can't wait. Oh, there it is.
I know. Hey, Eric, it's less than a month away. It's less than a month
I know.
away.
I know.
Less than a month
away. Buddy. Here, I know. Here, I'm gonna get to that here in a short bit. But 100%. Less than a month. We're gonna have some fun. And again, just stick around. I'll talk about more about it. But here we go. Jesse Rogers. Bruce Meyer is the guy who just got elected to be the new president, I guess, of
And have you heard of him before this, Eric?
Never
I've never
heard of him.
Yeah.
Never heard of him. Propa, I see you, buddy. Hold on. Give me a minute. Man, why you got the Niners on there still, man? Oh, man.
You've been bugging him for 2 weeks.
Get the Giants on there, man. But anyways, because we all heard what's his name step down. Little impropriety, stealing some money. Not good. So this guy is taking over. But this is a quote that he had, who met with Cubs players this afternoon. Again, this is recent, today. A lockout is all but guaranteed at the end of the agreement, which is going to be December 1st of, I should say December 2nd, or whatever. We'll just say it's December 1st of this year, 2026. The agreement will expire. And unfortunately, there's not going to be a new one in place on the 2nd. The league has pretty much said, this is again in quotes, this is coming straight from Bruce Meyer. Their strategy in bargaining has always been to put as much pressure on players as they can to try and create divisions and cracks among our membership. It's never worked. I don't think it will ever work. So it's going to be tough, guys. I'm telling you. And you know who's going to suffer, Lou? You, me, all our friends in the chat. That's who is going to. And you know what? And we're the least of their worries. They don't care about the fans. Look, if we're going to be serious about it, they're not going to care about the fans. When they're going through their thing between the players and the owners, the last people they're going to be worried about are the fans. It's going to be about them. And I understand it, right? You got to negotiate and all this other stuff, but it's going to be tough, guys. I don't know if anyone's ever been through one of these labor issues.
The last one, there was a team. I know you guys might not remember because you're probably too young, but there was a team in Canada other than Toronto called Montreal. And Montreal, what they did is they did a lockout or a stoppage in the middle of the season.
Yeah, 94.
So two split seasons. Montreal had the best record in the first part, and they had the best record in the second part, and they didn't make the playoffs. So it was one of those things. And, tell you the truth, it ruined baseball for probably about a year and a half. It really took time to get back because you're going to go back to the loyalists that still want to go to baseball. But a lot of people are frustrated because they're all going to come back saying the greedy owners, the greedy players, and it's both sides. It's not just one.
Yep. And that was wasn't that the last year of the Expos? Yeah, that was it.
Maybe that or one more year, and that was it.
Look, remember, there was a lot of things going on. Tony Gwynn was batting like almost 400.
Yeah, 395.
Matt Williams could have been on pace to break Roger Maris' record.
He had 39 at the All-Star break, the most ever.
It was crazy. He could have beat Roger Maris's for all time. And unfortunately, the 94 season ruined it. Proper donates $5. Thanks, Proper. Again, I talked to him about it. He's like, Niners for life. He's a huge Niners fan. All right, good for you, man. Hey, you're sticking with your guys. That's okay. I think Buster's doing the best he can within the parameter set by owner. Don't disagree. But does he not feel pressure to avoid 500 again? I thought he'd do a bit more. That's a great question. Yeah. I would think so. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody. Fans, Logan Webb, Codify on Twitter. They had something on there talking about how bad the Giants have been as far as a 500 season. Come on, man. Come on. And it sucks. And there's got to be a change. And to your point, I'm sure he does feel pressure. And but you also have to go to that first sentence that you mentioned, or the first part of the sentence that you talked about. If you're under certain constraints, if you will, and again, I don't know if he is or isn't. I'm just throwing it out there. There's only so much you can do, and there were some holes to fill. Now, granted, I've already aired what I would have loved him to see him do, but whatever. They went this direction, and we'll see how it plays out. It's going to be interesting. Again, the bullpen, and everyone's saying that. Maria Guardo was on with us yesterday with Marty, and she's saying the same thing that we've been saying on here. The pitching, everyone loves the lineup. Everybody is okay with the lineup. It's that pitching. Everybody is concerned about the pitching, and we're going to have to we're just going to have to see how this all works out, man.
Uh-oh, did he freeze? Did he freeze on us? There he is.
There we go. Yep. Yeah. Don't even ask. Propa donates another $2. Says Thanksgiving baseball in 2027 is going to be. Maybe look, in mind, depending how long this thing goes. I hope it's not long. I hope they figure it out because both of them are going to get hurt. Owners are going to get hurt. Players are going to get hurt because all you're going to do is damage the game. And then and not a lot of them, but you may, depending on how long this goes and how contentious it gets, people are going to get turned off. Lou, right? In 94, baseball almost died because of that strike. And then you had,
then to tell you the truth,
Cal Ripken came in, and then he saved the game. And then right after that, with the steroid era coming into full effect, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa with that home run race, it got people back. It drew people back into the game. But guess what? We ain't got that this time.
No,
there's no steroid era on the back end of this to get people excited back into baseball again.
Yeah, no, I think you're bringing up a great point because Cal Ripken helped out. I don't know if you remember then. Also, you had the incredible All-Star game in Boston where Stan Musial came out and all this, where it was back for the fans. It was all about the fans, and we had something to look forward to. Now, again, it's not proven, but maybe the commissioner, because baseball was sort of on its way down, roids was running rapid, and really he says, hey, we're going to have to sacrifice integrity because we need baseball back. And we all remember it was crazy. It was never about Bonds. Okay. But when Sosa and McGwire were going at it, I mean, that August and September was crazy. Both games were on TV. It was on ESPN. You saw unbelievable numbers, and, it really brought baseball back. In fact, if you remember during that time, the Atlanta Braves had 4 possible Cy Youngs, and they did a great ad. Chicks dig the long ball. I don't know if you remember that. That was a slogan that year where you had guys, Maddox and Glavine, they each won 22 games, but nobody cared about them because they all wanted to see the long ball, and it was a great ad. ESPN and chicks dig the long point, and this is sort of the Giants' luck. Watch them have a great year, right?
I know.
I'm not saying they're going to win it, but they have an incredible year. They make the playoffs. Now they have a lockage, so you're not sure. If I remember right, Buster's only signed for 3 years.
Yeah.
So if you miss a year, he might not even be back. So it's sort of a
third year,
punch for everyone. Yeah. So it's one of those things, I don't want it to happen, but we also got to face reality.
Yep.
And then most
Fuji,
likely it's going to be something.
Fuji noticed $2 says how damaging will the lockout hurt baseball momentum? It could hurt. Look at right here. I mean, you got Spencer Stewart said, I stayed away for about a year after 1994. Again, people get turned off, man.
Yeah.
It's going to have an effect. It is. And now the last lockout didn't really that much because it really didn't affect the season. But if it started getting into a month or two, well, guess what? It's going to really start pissing off some people. There's no doubt about it. Jim donates $5. What's up, Eric and Lou? Baseball and our feelings for the Dodgers is a rite of passage. Thoughts on spring training? I tell you what, it's just setting us up, man. That's what it's doing. Setting us up for some goodness, man, because we're excited. I don't know if you were in here earlier, Jim. We were playing some clips of Devers connecting and Harrison Bader and seeing Luis Arias fielding some, but look at that. We're excited about our second baseman fielding baseballs over there at his position, because again, we're not worried about his bat. We're just worried about, is he going to be able to pick it over there at second base? So, man, I tell you, Jim.
And Eric, what Jim brings, I'm a huge Giants fan, okay? I'm not a big Niner fan. I mean, I enjoy NFL, but baseball, you got to remember there's something different, because baseball, I'll watch probably 156 out of 162 games. I'm a degenerate. I'll watch the games. If not, I'll do the old transistor radio. But the one thing about baseball, and you brought up, Jim, thank you for the $5 donation on the chat, is the Dodgers. Instead of always saying how bad they are, guys, we might embrace, because we might be seeing the greatest player ever in baseball. I know it doesn't play for us, but I watched a thing today where Ohtani is now going to be able to pitch, because last year they sort of, made sure he came back probably 150, 160 innings. You might be seeing a guy that hits 50 homers, 150 RBIs, and also win MVP and the Cy Young. Let me tell you something. If he wins the Cy Young with the Dodgers, and he already has another chance to win MVP, nobody will be talking about Babe Ruth anymore as the greatest two-man player. You're going to be seeing, and the great thing's still young, so it's not like a one-year thing. And that's why I think with baseball is hurting. Guys, we got to appreciate it. I know he's not with us. I know he's a Dodger, but baseball is about single accomplishments. He might be the best of all time, so cherish it. I know he plays for, LA. Trust me, I love, beat LA. LA sucks. Dodgers got blue balls. I know all that. But you got a chance to see somebody sort of like when me and Eric were talking earlier about baseball movies with the great Roy Hobbs. This guy's legit, but guys, he's going to come back pitching next year. He's going to be one of the starting five. He's also going to be leading off. They've created rules to make sure we can see this guy. So even though you hate the Dodgers, when we're not playing them, just appreciate what an incredible athlete that we might be seeing probably for the next 5-10 years, Eric. And I just wanted to bring that up.
That's a great point because you know what? We're in the midst of something magical.
Yeah.
People talk about, I wish I could have been able to watch Babe Ruth or Cy Young or Walter Johnson or Ty Cobb, Honus Wagner. Everybody, hey, I would love it. Well, guess what? We're seeing it right now.
Yeah.
We saw Barry Bonds. We're witnessing.
But this guy's like Barry, but he also pitches. I mean,
right. I know.
It's unbelievable, guys. And we'll never see it again.
Totally different level. I never see it again. Not in our lifetime. I mean, this is something special. And yes, he's with the dreaded Dodgers, but man, you got to recognize the greatness of him because the guy is something. There's no doubt about it.
And he is the only guy right now in baseball, Eric. If you got to go to the bathroom, you wait until he hits. You know what I mean?
You wait. Yep.
You got to wait because you might be seeing something like, oh my God, like last year, my God, he hit one at a Dodger Stadium. If you guys watch Dodger Stadium, it's incredible. Okay. It's almost like he hit the one to right center. It's almost like him hitting the glove at Oracle as a right hand. Okay.
Yep.
Something you thought you'd never see. So I just wanted to bring that up. It's one of those things. So.
And it gets people talking. Eddie says, pitchers, here's my fastball, try and hit it. And look, I talk about this often, Eddie. That's the beauty of baseball, right? The beauty of baseball is it's mano a mano in the beginning. Pitcher versus hitter, right? It's a duel. But as soon as the bat makes contact with the ball, that's when the magic begins, right? Because the ball's put in play. Is it going to go over the fence? Is it going to find the grass? Is it going to find a glove? Are they going to turn a double play? Is it going to be a bang, bang play at the bag? So many things can happen once that bat hits the ball. And I'm telling you, it's just, there's nothing better than that. And nothing better. And I can't wait till it starts all over again, man. That's going to be exciting. All right, Lou, let's get into this, man. You've been a lifelong season ticket holder for the San Francisco Giants, right? You've talked about it a couple of times before, talking about your grandfather coming over from New York and having season tickets. Let's hear about that story. So, Lou, your grandfather, right? He was in New York and then came out west?
Yeah, so my grandfather, the Giants originally, as we all know, was one of three teams in New York. Mm-hmm. So when the Dodgers came out, the owner of the Dodgers told the guy from the Giants, hey, we could run the whole West Coast. Our rivalry should help the West Coast draw. So if you guys remember, the Giants at one time were owned by Charles Stoneham, right? Dad. He then gave the team to the son, Horace Stoneham. So Horace came out to San Francisco and he stayed up on Nob Hill at a place called Stanford Apartments, which is now the Stanford Court Hotel. My grandfather met Horace there, and he didn't know anybody. And this is back when the Giants came out. They were looking for a ballpark. Where should the Giants play? All this stuff. This was when Broadway Street in San Francisco was famous, the famous Carol Doda, back there. So my grandfather at that time was one of 6 owners of the team. Horace Stoneham was the owner, probably 85%, and the other 5 owners owned 3% of the team. So when the Giants came out before Candlestick, where they got an idea, they played at Seal Stadium. So Steel Stadium, where, you know, became very famous. That's where the AAA was. Joe DiMaggio first got noticed. The Giants played there. It was off 16th Street in San Francisco. So the way the seats were held is if you were one of the owners, you got to pick 2 seats. So my dad, since he was sort of showing Horace, walked into Seal Stadium and says, I want to sit by third base. At that time, people go, why? Right? He goes, no, I want to sit there by third base. And at that time at Seal Stadium, the Giants were at third base. So he wanted to sit by the home team. So when they left, I think they played 3 years at Seal Stadium. They then went to Candlestick Point. It wasn't Candlestick Park out there. And if you notice some of the old photos of Candlestick, the outfield was just a fence.
It looked beautiful. I liked it without the outfield stands. Yeah.
So my grandfather then gave my dad's uncle, my grandfather's brother, tickets. So he had 4 tickets at Candlestick. Back then we had 4 tickets, section 10 it was, which again was at third base. But unlike Seal Stadium, at Candlestick, the third base was the visitors' dugout. So my dad had a chance to move it, and he goes, no, I like it this way because we're going to get new teams every 3 days. So growing up, when I was, say, 8, 9, 10 years old, I'll give you an example. Probably somebody who was very nice to me, a hated Dodger, was Jay Johnstone. He was sort of a character. He was on the baseball bunch with Johnny Bench on Saturdays.
I love the base. I love the
Candlestick was super cold. He would say, hey, can you go get me some hot chocolates? Because the dugout at third base, all you had was a little porta potty, and that was it. There was nothing else at Candlestick. So I'd run up, I'd get 3 or 4 hot chocolates, come down, and Jay Johnson would say thanks and give me 2 balls. And, you know, what was funny back then is you got to remember the Giants would play the NL West back then was 16 games. It then became 18 once. But, you know, in the NL West was the Houston Astros, the Padres, the Dodgers, and Houston, San Diego, Padres. Oh, and Atlanta Braves. That was the team. So every time I'd go, so, you know, I saw Gaylord Perry when he played for the Braves, you know, but it was one of those things. I mean, I remember growing up, I was a big fan of the Houston Astros just because they're unis, but Jose Cruz would be there, you know, and you could go down and everybody wanted something. And I probably got maybe in my 15, 20 years, probably 50 balls just by getting these guys merch. And, you know, once the new ballpark came, there's Jay. We went in high school. We went from 4 tickets to 7. So we had 7 tickets throughout my high school year. My senior year, we had lunch, business, math, where, you know, that was my probably my best class. And then we had study hall. So one year out of 81 games, I went to 79 games one year. 79 at 81. Every single day game, every night game. So I missed 2, but it was, you know, I know Candlestick people hated it, but it was our park. You know, it was so unique. I was very fortunate. I was there for the Will Clark base hit against the Cubs when the Giants.
Oh man, that was an afternoon game too, right?
Afternoon game, yeah. I was there.
My electronics teacher in high school had it on.
Yeah, I was there for the earthquake game. Both, and people go, "How was there both?" Well, remember, Game 3 didn't play the original one because they had no power.
Right.
If they would have had power, they probably would have played because Candlestick is solid concrete and cement, where that was probably one of the safest places to it. I was there for 500, 600, and 700 for bonds. I was there at probably one of the craziest games ever. I don't know if anyone remember with the Giant Dodgers. The Giants weren't really getting a lot of people out there, so they used to have half price night, Eric. So on Monday and Tuesday, they'd have half price night, and they had a twilight doubleheader against the Dodgers. And so it was 50 cents for bleacher seats. You got to see 2 Giant games against the Dodgers. And this is when Steve Sachs had a problem. He had a problem with the white stuff up the nose, and he couldn't throw to first base. And it was an all-out brawl between games. So, but Candlestick was just one of those things where it was our park. It was easy to get to. The Ballpark Express was 50 cents, and let me tell you something. I've been to playoff games at Oracle. There's 41,000. Nothing like Candlestick with 64,000 people, where it's just you can barely hear yourself.
Imagine.
And it was one.
Was
of
it
those
like
things,
that when Will Clark was it packed with the Will?
If you guys watch that highlight and just listen to how loud it was unbelievable. The Giants were, again, it was one of those things where we never won the title, at the stick, but we were close. We were close. 89. 2000s, we had some teams. I mean, it was one of those things, but because of my family, we've always had the tickets. And, to me, I've grown up on Giants baseball, from being a young guy. Yeah, there you go. Being a Wildcat. Let me tell you something. When I went to SI, I lost to Sacred Heart one time in football. That wasn't my year. And I never lost to Reardon or Sacred Heart and anything else, including the ladies, because I dated a girl from Cathedral, which was Sacred Heart's territory. So I could walk the walk and talk the talk. But yeah, I think,
was it like West Side Story, man? The Sharks and the freaking.
It was like,
God.
There's that Marston kid again. There's that Marston kid. How in the hell did he get one of our girls? And all I did was go up to her and asked her out. That was it. It didn't take anything else. So
Superman has done it again. Yeah, that was a classic call.
Yeah,
that was a classic call.
By the way, people forget the Cubs were great that year. Grace, in fact, Grace had a better average than Will Clark in that series. And that's the infamous series where Clark and Mitchell went out and Maddox was talking without his covering his mouth.
Back in Chicago, yeah.
In Chicago, and that was the grand slam. So, and it's funny during those times too. Is Giants rivalry, even though everyone talks about the Dodgers, it was still the St. Louis Cardinals, because the Giants and Cardinals had so many legendary. When we made the playoffs, they knocked us out. If you guys ever want to watch one of the greatest highlights of all time with Will Clark, talk about anything. Watch when Will Clark went to go break up a double play at St. Louis, and he took Ozzie Smith out, and out of nowhere, the Candyman comes out and does it. It was unbelievable. So one of those things, Candlestick back then was great. And, I lost my dad in December, but one great thing he left me are the Giants tickets. And, every year, Eric, since I've met you, we always give a game to a special charity. They've all been fantastic. And, it's made us through Giants. I mean, I got to meet you, Eric. I got to meet Dan. I got to meet Glenn. Without this, we wouldn't do, and we get to have fun talking baseball. I've been through a lot. And the thing about baseball, especially about spring training, we still have a chance. We're not eliminated.
Right?
We can talk.
We're not eliminated.
We're talking about highlights of guys hitting. It's going to get better, but that's what makes baseball so unique. So
it is. It brings a look. If it wasn't for baseball, and I don't mean to. I always carry on about this, where I get a little sentimental, but if it wasn't for baseball, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you guys. I would have never met all these people. I would have not met any of them. None of them.
Yeah.
It would have been, look, I used to call in on KMBR just to talk to, I would talk to Marty every weekend during the season. I did that for 10 years. And look, it was just a nice little rapport and a nice relationship. But did I ever think that I was going to be sitting here in front of all you guys talking freaking baseball? No. But that's the beauty of the game, because it's easy to do that. It's easy to come on here and just say, hey, let's talk about our baseball. And it's just having fun with the conversation. And I'll say it again. We may not always agree, but one thing we do always agree on is that we root for our teams, man. We want the best for our teams. And look, you had that planted in you since you were a child. Do you remember?
Yeah.
When you got your first bug? What was the bug that got you, if you remember?
I went to a lot of opening days, but to tell you the truth, something that probably gave me the bug, but probably a year and a half later, was I saw Jerry Rice throw no hitter against the Giants. And my dad explained, "Are you aware what a no-hitter is?" And
you're like,
just going to some of the Giant games, I was at a game where I think it was at the time might have been the smallest crowd, but there was something about the ballpark, the smell. To me, seeing the hot dogs, the popcorn, but the peanuts in this white and pink pack was special because it was only available at the ballpark. You know what I mean? The peanuts tasted better.
Oh, gotcha.
It's sort of like when you go to a movie theater, the popcorn's always better than if you make it yourself. I remember when the guys would have the big gray crates on, and I had to have a hot dog with sauerkraut and Golden's mustard. They were only available at the ballpark. And when you did that, you sort of felt like you were part of the team.
Right,
sauerkraut, I got the big dog. Yeah. And you felt like you were part of a club. Mother's cookies, where they were this big for $1. And, just taking the ballpark express, everyone went to the game for the same reason and everyone left after. And it was just something about Candlestick. It was one of those things where it was so unique. I think, I ran into Larry Krueger and he told me, and I heard him a couple of times, it was our ballpark, and I think to me growing up, when I met Roger Craig, Hum Baby himself at a black tie event, to me, that was like, oh my God, I met Hum Baby. I did another thing through my ex-wife. I got to meet Dusty Baker. I did a thing where I was very, very fortunate where another bear down in Arizona, JT Snow. I did a thing with his sister, and just there was something about baseball, where I don't know what it was. To me, they were the biggest things like rock stars. I never really met rock stars, my idols, but baseball guys were sort of my idols. You know what I mean? Because when I was young, I played baseball. And the other thing too, which made them so unique, Eric, when you went to Candlestick, you saw these guys come through the farm system. Like in '89, we had Matt Williams, Robbie Thompson, Will Clark. These were guys that all were basically drafted by the Giants and came up through the ballpark. It was so unique. It was one of those things where it was like, wow, because we all suffered, but once they got to the team, there was nothing like it. Opening day was so special. Fan Appreciation Day were really the only 2 days that ever sold out, Yeah. And I remember the Giants finally did 1 million. Nowadays, the Giants do 2.7, 3 million without trying in a smaller ballpark. Candlestick, they used to do like 600,000 in 81 games.
That's crazy.
That's how much they never did 1 million, and that's why Horace Stoneham sold them to Bob Lurie. Bob Lurie bought the Giants for $2.1 million. That was it. $2 million. So,
man,
it's sort of crazy, but, I just think, one of those things where, going through when I went to Arizona, they had spring training there for the Tucson Toros, which were the Houston Astros affiliate. And when the Giants were there, I'd go. And I just think the other thing, and I know you see it a lot now because the uniforms changed. People wore jerseys, but growing up, it was nothing wrong with seeing, the orange and black hat. I was more of a visor guy, but you always saw the Giants colors. And when you saw that, you knew baseball was around the corner. There's nothing like it. Nobody wore jerseys back then. It was the hat or like a jacket. And it was just pure. And that's what makes baseball special.
And it's funny. And before I get in my moment, but Dan, he chimes in. What's up, Dan? He goes, Eric, you were one of the first guys on Larry's show. I was. It's funny because, again, to talk about YouTube-dom, I was always going on Hum Baby. I was like, I want to get really deep into this Giant stuff here, right? As far as the content on YouTube. So I'd always go and see what people were talking about the Giants. And at that time, it was really only Hum Baby. And I would always be in the chat having fun. And man, dude, it was good. It was a good conversation, right? Because I wanted to talk about more baseball because, on KMBR, you had your segments, they would talk about baseball during this time. It really wasn't throughout the broadcast day, so to speak. You had to catch it. And if you missed it, you missed it. You're out. So I was like, you know what? I want to get into this YouTube stuff. So I started going to the chats and I was always in Hum Baby. And then I heard Larry Krueger was going on YouTube. I was like, man, I got to watch him. I listen to him on KMBR all the time. I love listening to him. And I was one of the first guys. Man, I was like, seriously, I was probably within the first 100 subscribers of Larry's channel. In there all the time. Larry would be talking, and Dan was on there. They'd be talking basketball and football, and I would be talking to people about Giants baseball. That's what I would do. And there was a time, again, when Dan was the co-host over there as well, Larry was having issues. He couldn't do the show because it was like 100 degrees, and he just couldn't do the show. It was too damn hot. So I was like, yeah, I'll go on and, help out where I can. And I think I was on for about a week. And then boom, from there, it just went, Dan wound up creating his own channel at NorCal Sports Network. I was over there with him for a while, and then I'm over here. And let's not say come on. I'm just a dude over here and just having fun, man. I don't like to I don't want to. I appreciate that, Dan. I do. Honestly, I appreciate that. It does mean a lot.
Eric, I think what's unique is if I would have told you 5 years ago you'd be doing a podcast, you first of all go, what the hell is a podcast? And you just hear the police again. And second of all, you would have a chance to talk about something you love, not for the money. It's because you love the sport so much. You know what I mean? It's amazing how everything has changed in the last, say, 5-8 years. I mean, I'm not the greatest IT guy. I think we're very fortunate where Eric knows everything about how to do all this. He makes me look better than I am, but we get to talk about baseball. We come here because we love the chat, but we love baseball. There's just something about the magic of baseball, and we get to do it.
It is.
We get to do it 3 times a week. We're blessed.
I know. And look, I figured this whole stuff on my own. It was a lot of trial and error, but hey, I'm kind of figuring it out, and I'm having fun. And that's the most important thing, is that I'm having fun, and I have fun with everybody out there. Well, again, it's just it's good times, and I see it in the chat, and I I appreciate all you guys. We've talked about this before. God, I don't want to keep doing this because I don't want to repeat myself and make it sound mushy and everything. But you guys are the guys who are not even Giants fans, and they just want to come and hear what we have to say. We try to be broad as we can. I mean, we're focused on Giants, but we also get a little bit broad, and it's fun, man.
They want to be so part of the club, Eric.
There it is.
As you say when we get somebody new, what's your tone? Welcome to
the fraternity. The fraternity we call Giants Sports Talk Live.
This is what it's about. People want to join. It's like old school. It doesn't matter your age, but I want to be part of it. And I'll answer Fuji. On a scale of 1 to 10, we were about a 12 leaving for Tampa Bay. We were that close. There was a guy who claimed he was had money. It was all a farce from Carolina. And a gentleman from Safeway, Peter McGowan, basically got 2 other guys and said, I can't have the Giants leave. It was nothing to do with Larry Bear, but it was McGowan, his money, kept the Giants in. And if it wasn't for Peter McGowan, there would be no Oracle Park. We wouldn't have had the 3 championships. The late, great Peter McGowan, who's upstairs now. It was because of him they stayed, but we were gone. We were gone. We had five elections trying to get a stadium, and they all failed. And most of them weren't even close. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
But that's the Bay Area. It's tough. Now, the people that voted against it said, I've been a Giants fan forever. All lies. At Candlestick, there was probably about 11,000 true Giants fans. 11,000. The place held 64,000. So that wasn't why it was filled. Oracle, the first 10 years, it was more corporate people. And now you're seeing, the true fans that are here. So I just wanted to bring that up.
So there you go about the Tampa Bay. And then, no, it's all good. Fuji, $2 says now the Giants are the 5th most valuable team in the franchise. Yeah. Bought them for $2 million, Bob Lurie, right? And now they're the 5th richest team. Fuji also
Bob Lurie bought them for $2
$5
and then sold them for like 120. And it wasn't even, the Giants were, because they only had Candlestick, that franchise was not worth that much. You know what I mean? 120 was sort of a bargain. So
right.
Yeah.
Right. He also donates another $5, says trying to imagine Lou as a student at St. Ignatius, in a derby jacket collecting book from schoolmates before heading off to a Giants night.
Never did book. I had a powder blue derby jacket, the old ones. You can only get them in one place. Never had the steel toe boots or the Ben Daves, but I did have the sort of what our super chat blue would be, sort of the teal, soft, blue. But
yay, there's Anonymous, our winner. But he graciously has donated his tickets to another guy, Dilly, our young fan, our young guy who's going to college. Matter of fact, I think he's going to Merced, right? Merced State. I think that's where he's going to college. Good young guy and a good Giants fan. So he's very appreciative, Anonymous, for allowing him to attend a game with us. It's going to be fun. He says that's mostly true, Lou, but don't discount Larry Baer's contributions. Okay, true. He was very important.
Larry was in the right place at the right time.
Getting Peter's group together with Harmon Burns. I don't know who Harmon Burns is. I honestly have no idea who these guys are. So that's something you and Anonymous probably would know more about that because I don't know who Harmon Burns is.
Not a problem. Hey, it's a good point. I mean, Larry deserves a little credit, but as I say, long time, Larry Baer was in the right place at the right time. Oh, that's all I'm going to say. I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to, badmouth him. I mean, he is the president of the Giants or CEO. I'm not sure of his. You know what?
I'll give him credit. He's a fan, though, right? We can all agree.
He's another guy. He was a local guy, a fan. So
yeah, he's a fan. So
I'll give him that. I mean, I'm not going to badmouth him. I'm just telling you what I know. And again, I can only say so much. But yeah, Fuji. The old Derby jackets, nothing like them. The new ones aren't the same either. It's sort of like when you got your first Slurpee at 7-Eleven and then you go to like Stop and Go and other places. It's not the same. They don't have the straw with the spoon at the end, missing out. So,
and I'll never forget, to talk about where I got into baseball. I'll never forget going to my first professional baseball game. And it was Oakland because living in Tracy, it was so much easier to drive to Oakland. And I'll never forget, we went to the first game and it literally took my breath away because on the outside, you see this big gray stone structure, right?
And was this before the Raiders came back before Mount David? So it was actually a ballpark.
This is early to mid 80s, right? And I'll never forget, we walked in and you're walking into Medicine and I'm looking out, where you could walk down. Yeah. And I went like
to the left would be the ballpark. I mean, the field.
God. And then you could see the field and it was perfectly manicured.
Yep.
Bright green. And then you walk out there and then you see the blue sky and out in center field, you see the Berkeley Hills. You see the ivy out there in center field. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is it literally took my breath away because it looked so magnificent. And then when the game starts, you're just like, and this is before instant replay, on the big screen, it was the old school scoreboards. Yeah. You couldn't see so if you happen to be eating a dog or if I'm talking to my dad and something happened, I was like, what happened? And then I'm looking around for a replay because on TV at home, there would be a replay. I'm looking around. I was like, what did I miss? Pay attention here because I can't be asking questions at wrong times. But it was just, and the smell, you talk about it, the smell of the food, the field. I mean, it was, and the sights and the sounds. And it's just, there is just something about attending a baseball game in person that just, even though watching on TV may be a better view as watching, quote unquote, the nuances of the game. When you're there, it's just a different experience. And today, I'm a guy, I like to talk to people. So it's you go there and everyone's sharing that same thing of Giants baseball. I don't know where the hell that person could be from. And it's just, you strike up a conversation and next thing you know, hey, you're having fun.
I mean, Eric, one of the cool things last year, you attended, I believe, 2 games up in Sacramento. You didn't care that it was a AAA affiliate. You didn't care it was only 13,000. You were there saying, oh my God, how much fun this was.
It was.
That's what makes it so different. I think you actually went to an A's Giant game, if I remember, maybe. One of the games
went to an A's Giants.
So,
and we were there for A's Yankees.
So unique. Yeah. And the other thing too is like, I've been very fortunate where I've seen the Giants at Wrigley Field in the bleachers. I've seen the Giants at Yankee Stadium. I've seen them at Fenway. when you go to a visitor's ballpark and you're wearing the threads, last year when I went with Dan to the Giants Padres, when you see the Giants colors, we're all there for one reason, to support our team. And that's what makes baseball unlike any other sport. We're all there. We're all high-fiving. Let's get him today. And I think you remember a great point, Eric. You talk to a lot of people. When I go and I see people on the Giants, I'm getting a beer. Hey, let's get him today. Don't worry about last night. I have no clue who this guy is, but I'm just making sure he's got his mental brain ready for the game, because I need him. Even though he might be sitting 1,000 feet away, you got to be on the same wavelength. Come on, let's do the Giants. And that's what's so unique.
I love it. Exactly. The old baseball program, the one I remember getting, the A's one. I've had it was like a yearbook, and it was beautiful. Yeah. I mean, it was almost like a piece of art. And then the A's won. And what did I get to hear when the A's won? Kool and the Gang. I got to hear Kool and the Gang at the stadium, and they're blaring, celebrate. I mean, that was just, man, you want to talk about an experience. It was just, I was hooked ever since.
That's all it took. That's all it took. All right, man. Hey, let's get the heck out of here. We're going to be back on Friday night. We'll see what are the other stories that are going to be coming out of Arizona. We'll find out. Maybe there'll be something, maybe not. And then again, when we go live on Friday, we're going to be on the eve of the first spring training game that's going to occur on Saturday. Again, you'll be able to catch that on KMBR. Can I ask for one thing before we leave? Guys, when we do the meet and greet, you're going to be addicted to the Tommy Margarita like we are for baseball. That's
my God. Thank you. I tell you what, hey, I'm glad you reminded me. Because look at this.
I've been talking baseball. I could use a little Sipperooski.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking about having the camaraderie of what baseball generates, don't forget March 14th, guys. Mark it on your calendar if you can attend. You guys, it's going to be fun, and you guys won't be disappointed. All right, here we go.
Come see Eric, Glenn, and Lou for the Giants Sports Talk Live Meet and Greet, March 14th from 3 to 7 p.m. at Tommy's Mexican Restaurant, home of the world-famous Tommy Margarita.
There you go, man. March 14th. Again, about a week, right around a week before the first game, March 25th against the New York Yankees. It's going to be fun. I cannot wait, Lou. Get to see you again, and we're going to have some fun over there at Tommy's Mexican Restaurant.
Boy, quick show tonight in chat. Thanks for all the great topics, donations, everything.
Exactly.
For no Giants action, we sure spoke about a lot. And Eric, I appreciate you asking about my family past. I love to
absolutely
talk about it. And guys, this year, like I said, we're going to do another great thing. I think we're going to do one for Glenn's friend who unfortunately had a little mishap. And then who knows? We have when we get together, there's always a few drawings, and unfortunately, I have to travel sometimes for work. So if Eric and Glenn can't use my tickets, maybe we'll have to give them away to the chat. It's always possible.
Oh, there you go, guys. So stay tuned throughout the season, because we'll have some specials going on here, guys. And we'll reward the chat. Why not, man?
Of course,
absolutely. What a special thanks to Fuji Simeon. My God, he donated so much today. Prapa donated a couple of times. It was pretty many. Yeah, it was Fuji and Prapa. Again, special thanks to you guys. You don't have to do it, but hey, we appreciate it. So thanks again. Again, be here back Friday night, Lou. We'll do it again. The rain should be done.
Thank God.
Hallelujah. Yep. If I'm not mistaken, I think Robbie DeVille, he's coming up here to Elk Grove with his West Valley Vikings, the junior college baseball team. It's going to take on the Consummus. I can't remember. It's CRC, Consummus River College. I think that's what it's called. So I'll try to meet them up.
And Eric, I love watching the Devers thing today with the kid from Boston, the little girl.
Wasn't that awesome?
Awesome. Put me in a great mood.
Yeah, it did. That's what baseball's about, right?
Yep.
Helping out the kids, right? Because again, to reiterate, it's going to give that kid a memory that she'll live with the rest of her life. It's awesome.
Correct.
All right, guys, be good out there. Be safe again in all this damn rain. And if you guys are traveling up to the mountain, be careful. There's a lot of snow up there. A lot of snow up there in the mountains. So again, we'll see you guys Friday night, 8:00. Do it all over again, Lou. Thanks again, man.
Sounds good. Talk to you soon.
Let's get out of here. Woo!
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.